Delving into Marilyn Monroe's life uncovers a narrative filled with complexity and contradiction. Underneath her dazzling exterior and magnetic allure, she faced harrowing challenges that shaped her reality. Hollywood's spotlight, often glorified, imposed immense pressure and fostered loneliness that belied the glamour. The expectations placed upon her created a facade that she struggled to maintain, leading to a cycle of vulnerability and despair. Her attempts to express these inner turmoils went largely unacknowledged, as the world remained captivated by her dazzling smile and enchanting performances. She sought to illuminate the often unseen burdens of fame, revealing the loneliness and pain that accompanied her allure. In her complex struggle, she became both a symbol of unattainable beauty and a cautionary tale of the hidden toll of celebrity life. The tragic narrative of her existence serves as a stark reminder of the profound disconnection between public perception and individual suffering, amplifying the tragedy of her untimely end. Born Norma Jean Mortensen on June 1, 1926, in Los Angeles, Marilyn Monroe's early life was filled with hardship and instability. Her childhood was a complex tapestry woven from feelings of abandonment and a deep longing for love and security. She faced the reality of growing up without a consistent family structure, which made her world chaotic. Often, this environment forced her to adapt in ways that led to suppressing her pain and emotional needs. The absence of a stable home meant that she frequently moved from one foster situation to another, never quite finding a place to call her own. This constant exposure to change left lasting impressions, shaping her personality and influencing her later relationships. The challenges of her upbringing planted seeds of vulnerability that she grappled with throughout her life. The search for acceptance and love would continually haunt her, reflecting her delicate but resilient spirit as she navigated the complexities of fame and personal struggles. The influence of these early experiences would resonate in the choices she made and the public persona she crafted. Gladys Pearl Baker faced severe mental illness that affected both her life and that of her daughter, Norma. This illness included paranoia and delusions, making it difficult for Gladys to provide the caring environment that any child needs. As a result, Norma grew up without the nurturing support that could have helped her develop a sense of security. The absence of a father intensified this lack of stability, leaving her to face the world alone and uncertain. With her mother frequently hospitalized, Norma found herself in foster care, a situation that deepened her feelings of isolation and abandonment. The impact of these maternal challenges shaped her early years, highlighting how vital parental support is in childhood development. Living in the foster system meant that she often had to adjust to different homes and caregivers, each with their own rules and ways of life. These experiences profoundly affected her emotional growth and ability to connect with others. Norma's quest for love and acceptance stemmed from the hardships she faced during her formative years, shaping her future relationships and worldview. By the time she was 7 years old, Norma had already faced unimaginable challenges that would shape her life in profound ways. Moving through at least 12 different foster homes, she experienced conditions that were often harsh. Many of these homes were marked by neglect, abuse, and a significant lack of emotional connection. These early experiences fostered a deep sense of distrust that stayed with her into adulthood. As she grew up, this insecurity influenced how she interacted with others, making it difficult for her to form stable relationships. The constant search for validation became a central theme in her life, pushing her to seek approval from those around her. The absence of a nurturing environment in her formative years led to feelings of unworthiness and fear of abandonment. Consequently, her relationships often reflected her inner turmoil, leading to patterns of instability and longing. Striving for love and acceptance, she tried to fill the void left by her tumultuous childhood. These struggles would echo throughout her life, coloring her experiences in ways that shaped her identity and legacy, forever marked by the shadows of her early trauma. Norma's life took a hopeful turn when she was taken in by her mother's friend, Grace McKee, who provided a nurturing environment. Grace introduced her to the dreamlike allure of Hollywood, a world filled with glitz, glamour, and the promise of stardom. This period allowed Norma to develop her aspirations, with Grace encouraging her to explore her talents and dreams. Norma began to envision a bright future in show business, feeling for the first time a sense of stability and support. The influence of Grace planted the seeds of ambition within her, inspiring a young girl to aim for greatness among the stars. However, this uplifting experience did not last long. Financial struggles and mounting societal pressures soon cast a shadow over their lives. Grace, unable to provide the necessary support, was forced to let Norma go, leading her back to the cold, impersonal foster care system. This abrupt loss marked a turning point in Norma's life, which was once filled with hope and dreams but quickly became overshadowed by uncertainty and instability. At just 16 years old, Norma made the life-altering decision to marry James Dougherty, a 21-year-old factory worker. This marriage was not a romantic choice, but a necessary one. Norma wanted to escape the foster system, desperately seeking a way to find some stability in her tumultuous life. She thought that marriage could provide her with a sense of security and a way out of her troubled circumstances. However, the union quickly revealed its shortcomings. It lacked the emotional depth and connection that one might hope for in a marriage. Instead of love and understanding, there was an underlying strain of dissatisfaction as both partners struggled to adapt to their new roles. As Norma grew older, her aspirations and dreams expanded far beyond the limitations of her marriage. The journey toward independence began to outshine the ties that once bound her. This growing desire for personal freedom ultimately led the young couple to part ways. Through this experience, Norma discovered her strength and the importance of pursuing her own path. During World War II, Norma's life took a significant turn. While working in a factory assembling military drones, she had a chance encounter with a photographer. This moment changed everything for her. Her natural beauty and ability to capture the camera's attention led to a new path. Soon, she began to flourish as a model, becoming a sought-after pin-up figure adored by many. The transformation from Norma Jean to Marilyn Monroe was not just a change in name. It involved a carefully crafted persona that represented the ideals of the American dream. As she gained popularity, her image became synonymous with glamour and allure. However, as her fame grew, so did her internal struggles. The woman behind the iconic name grappled with the disconnect between her true self and the public's perception of Marilyn Monroe. This tension influenced many aspects of her life, as she sought to navigate both her personal identity and the manufactured image that the world adored. Hollywood meticulously constructed the Marilyn Monroe persona, creating a blend of allure and mystique that captivated audiences. This transformation started with changing Norma Jean Mortensen's natural brown hair to the iconic platinum blonde that became her trademark look. Designers, stylists, and coaches worked together to reshape her voice into a breathy, sultry tone, which added to her enchanting vibe. They encouraged her to adopt a distinctive walk, emphasizing femininity and charm, which helped her stand out even more in film and public appearances. The choice of her name played a crucial role. Transforming Norma Jean into Marilyn Monroe signified a shift from an everyday girl to a legendary figure in Hollywood. This carefully curated identity propelled her to immense fame, but such success came at a great personal cost. Though the world adored the glamorous icon, the woman behind the mask often felt trapped and invisible, struggling to reconcile her authentic self with a public image crafted by others. Many would see only what was presented on the surface, missing the complex emotions and realities that lay beneath the glitz and glamour. The dichotomy between Marilyn Monroe and Norma Jean highlights the often harsh demands of fame and the personal toll it exacts on those in the limelight. The glittering facade of Hollywood often conceals struggles that many stars, including Monroe, faced in their quest for acceptance and love. This complex narrative forms the backdrop of an era where beauty and glamour reigned supreme, yet came wrapped in layers of sacrifice and unresolved longing. As Marilyn Monroe's career soared, it became clear that it was shaped by the limitations imposed by Hollywood. She was often typecast into the role of the dumb blonde, a character that emphasized her stunning looks while sidelining her true talents and intellect. Despite her natural wit and her genuine passion for literature and art, the film industry viewed her merely as a charming face. This narrow perspective frustrated her deeply, as she yearned for opportunities that allowed her to demonstrate her full potential as an actress. Monroe desired roles that would challenge her creatively and allow her depth to shine. Unfortunately, the industry's fixation on her as a marketable archetype stifled her artistic expression. The lack of diverse roles made her feel constrained and unappreciated, as if her abilities were overlooked in favor of a stereotype that was easy to sell. This experience left her longing for recognition and respect, pushing her further into a quest for more meaningful work. Becoming a household name, Marilyn Monroe captured the hearts of many with iconic films such as Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and How to Marry a Millionaire. This status transformed her into a cultural phenomenon, yet the fame she achieved came at a cost. Underneath the glamorous exterior lay a deep well of insecurities. As she rose to stardom, feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt followed closely behind. These internal battles were intensified by the constant scrutiny of her public image. The pressure to uphold an idealized version of herself only made things worse. She grappled with the painful reality that many admired her primarily for her looks rather than her acting skills. This recognition created a rift within her, separating the vibrant persona adored by fans from the complex woman who felt unseen and misunderstood. Trapped in a narrow identity that the studios constructed, she often questioned if anyone truly saw her for who she was, or if they only loved the image she projected. Marilyn Monroe made a significant impact on Hollywood when she founded Marilyn Monroe Productions. This move was revolutionary for her time, as it set her apart from the many female stars who simply acted in films without having any control over their careers. By starting her own production company, Marilyn took charge of her professional life, showing that she wanted to be more than just another beautiful face on screen. She chose roles that reflected her desires and ambitions, making decisions that shaped her career in ways that resonated with her personal aspirations. Through her determination, Marilyn challenged the traditional norms of the film industry, where women often had limited power. By asserting her independence, she became a powerful figure who encouraged other actors to seek creative freedom and actively participate in the filmmaking process. Marilyn's actions not only redefined her own legacy, but also served as an inspiration for future generations. She paved the way for other women in Hollywood, demonstrating that it was possible to break free from the confines of studio control. Marilyn Monroe's legacy as a trailblazer continues to influence the industry, showing that courage and ambition can lead to significant changes. Marilyn Monroe's personal life was filled with ups and downs that matched the drama of her films. Her marriage to Joe DiMaggio began as a whirlwind romance, marked by an intense connection and great passion. However, the relationship soon revealed its flaws. DiMaggio's controlling nature became a significant obstacle as he struggled to accept Marilyn's fame and the public's fascination with her. This tension ultimately led to their separation after just a few months. Following this, she married the talented playwright Arthur Miller, hoping to find someone who understood her on a deeper intellectual level. Initially, their marriage seemed promising, but emotional and psychological challenges cast a shadow over their union. While Miller attempted to support Marilyn's desire for respectability and stability, their individual insecurities took a toll. The relentless attention from the media only added to the strain, making it difficult for them to navigate their lives together. Despite her search for a loving and stable relationship, Marilyn's dream of finding unconditional love remained just that, a dream. Determined to change her public image, Marilyn Monroe made a bold move to New York, seeking to deepen her acting skills. At the renowned Actors Studio, she immersed herself in method acting, influenced by the famous Lee Strasberg. This intense training allowed her to explore the emotional depths of her characters. Rather than just embodying a glamorous persona, she learned to embrace her vulnerabilities, resulting in transformative performances that challenged the stereotypes often associated with her. In the film Bus Stop, she portrayed Cherie, an aspiring singer with dreams and struggles, capturing the audience's hearts with genuine emotion. Similarly, her role in Some Like It Hot as Sugar Cane blended complexity, showcasing not only her comedic talent, but her ability to convey deeper feelings. Marilyn's dedication to her craft revealed layers to her character that many people had not seen before. Through these performances, she proved that she was not merely a glamorous figure, but a serious artist committed to her journey for respect and recognition. Despite her fame and success, Marilyn Monroe faced constant inner turmoil. The pressures of Hollywood and her own high expectations created a difficult path. Each day was filled with the weight of anxiety and the desire for perfection. She pushed herself hard, often working tirelessly to fulfill what she believed were the standards she needed to meet. This relentless pursuit of excellence took a toll on her health and well-being. Surrounded by the glamour of the industry, she still felt isolated and fragile, battling against the expectations that came with her celebrity status. As she worked to create an identity that resonated with the public, Marilyn frequently found herself mired in doubt. Her past experiences haunted her, creating a divide between the confident persona she projected and the insecurities she felt deep down. She craved acceptance, yet often felt like an outsider in her own life. These conflicting feelings weighed heavily on her spirit, leaving her yearning for understanding and tranquility. The effort to find balance between her public image and her true self led to an ongoing internal conflict that consumed her thoughts. Marilyn's longing for peace was a recurring theme in her life, fueling both her art and her personal struggles. She sought approval not only from others but also from within, grappling with the notion of self-love and acceptance. Her story resonates with many, illustrating the complicated nature of fame and the emotional challenges that accompany it. While she dazzled on screens, her heart ached for a sense of belonging and fulfillment. This quest for harmony amidst the chaos of her life marked a significant part of her journey. Marilyn Monroe's personal life was filled with fleeting joys yet marked by profound heartaches. Behind the glamorous facade, her world was often a lonely one. She experienced multiple miscarriages, each one adding to a deep emotional burden that shaped her sense of self. Despite her fame and the adoration from fans, Marilyn longed for the stability of family life, a desire that seemed just out of reach. The pressures of her career compounded this yearning, leading her to seek solace in prescription pills. These substances became a coping mechanism for her anxiety and insomnia, illustrating the struggles she faced daily. While she dazzled on screen, beneath the surface lurked a powerful sense of isolation. Surrounded by people yet feeling utterly alone, Marilyn craved genuine connections and the unconditional love that her celebrity status could not fulfill. The paradox of her existence was that the more famous she became, the more she seemed to retreat into herself, caught in a cycle of loneliness that overshadowed her public triumphs. As the glamorous facade of Marilyn Monroe's life began to crack, persistent rumors and scandals took center stage, turning her once private existence into a public spectacle. Speculation regarding her alleged romantic involvements with prominent figures like President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert Kennedy dominated media coverage, creating a firestorm of intrigue that captivated the public's imagination and fueled an insatiable media frenzy. This constant scrutiny not only highlighted her relationships, but also magnified the pressures of living in the unforgiving spotlight of Hollywood. The impact of these rumors weighed heavily on her, adding to the burdens she already faced in her personal and professional life. Being under the microscope left Marilyn feeling exposed, vulnerable, and misunderstood, as if her reality was manipulated by sensational narratives crafted by others. This relentless intrusion by the press and society at large dug deeper into her fragile emotional state, further complicating her life and unraveling the image of the carefree starlet that the world adored. In the final weeks of isolation, Marilyn Monroe found herself trapped in a world that had grown darker and more confining. The once bright star's life, filled with glamour and admiration, became shadowed by a profound sense of loneliness. Her relationships, which had been a source of support, began to fray. Friends and colleagues whom she once trusted seemed distant and less reliable, leaving her feeling abandoned. As Marilyn navigated this emotional turmoil, she faced pressure from those around her who were more interested in her celebrity than in her well-being. They sought to profit from her fame, which only deepened her sense of entrapment. Her longing for love, acceptance, and stability contrasted sharply with the reality she faced, where genuine connections had become scarce. This inner battle raged as she struggled to regain control over her life. The overwhelming weight of her personal and professional challenges only served to amplify the isolation she experienced in those last difficult days. On August 5, 1962, the news of Marilyn Monroe's death sent shockwaves around the world. At just 36 years old, her life ended in a way that shocked many. The official ruling labeled her passing as a probable intentional overdose. This tragic event remains one of the most talked about moments in Hollywood history. Monroe was the quintessential star, portrayed as a woman who had it all: beauty, fame, and a wealth that many dreamed of. Yet, behind the glamorous facade, she faced deep, internal struggles that often overshadowed her public persona. Her life was a roller coaster ride, filled with remarkable achievements, high-profile relationships, and tumultuous events. These complexities painted a picture of a woman battling her demons despite her success. The mix of extraordinary highs and unbearable lows in her life creates a poignant narrative that continues to fascinate fans and historians alike. Even today, her legacy invites conversations about the pressures of fame and the impact they have on mental health. The circumstances surrounding Marilyn Monroe's death remain shrouded in uncertainty and mystery, inviting endless speculation and theories. When she died, inconsistencies in witness statements began to emerge almost immediately. Some witnesses reported unusual details that conflict with others, leading to questions about the events of that tragic day. Additionally, there were significant delays in reporting her death, which raised eyebrows and led to further scrutiny regarding what really transpired in her final moments. Rumors have circulated about ties to powerful political figures, suggesting that her relationships might have contributed to the complexity of her death. These angles of inquiry have sparked countless discussions, making Marilyn's demise not just a tragic event, but a mystery that has captivated the public for decades. Whether her death stemmed from her personal struggles, the pressures of fame, or even darker conspiracies, each narrative adds to the intrigue surrounding her life and legacy, ensuring that the discussions about what happened to Marilyn Monroe will continue for years to come. While many remember Marilyn Monroe for her glamour and iconic roles, her legacy goes much deeper. Despite facing immense challenges and personal pain, she emerged as a symbol of beauty and charisma that resonates with countless people even today. Her influence isn't confined to just film. It stretches into fashion, where her style continues to inspire designers and fans alike. The vulnerability she displayed in her performances and public life opened the door to discussions around the pressures placed on women, especially in the entertainment industry. Through her career, Marilyn fought hard for creative control, demonstrating a powerful determination that has influenced many aspiring artists. Her undeniable talent made her a star, yet her story is a stark reminder of the often hidden struggles behind fame. Burgled by personal turmoil and surrounded by a relentless public eye, Marilyn's experiences highlight the human cost of celebrity, serving as an important lesson about the reality behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. This essence keeps her legacy alive and relevant, encouraging new conversations about women's roles and challenges in the industry. Marilyn Monroe's life story reveals the dangers of fame and the deep personal struggles hidden behind her glamorous image. Despite her success and beauty, she faced loneliness, pressure, and overwhelming expectations from the Hollywood industry. Her story isn't just a tale of stardom, but serves as a warning about the often glamorized life of celebrities. While many adored her, few understood the emotional turmoil that came with her fame. She crafted a public persona that masked her sadness, yet her attempts to share her pain went unheard. In that silence lies a broader lesson about compassion and awareness for those in the spotlight. Monroe's journey encourages us to look beyond the surface and recognize the humanity behind celebrity facades. Ultimately, her tragic fate reflects the stark reality of disconnection between how we perceive others and their true struggles, making us ponder the price of fame and the importance of empathy in our views of